Hey guys, welcome to Dragon's Cave. My name is Karen and today's video is part of the Valentine collaboration organised by Tracy at Mini Scenes GB. Don't forget to check out the playlist. There's going to be some fantastic stuff in there. It's not all resin, so whatever crafts you're into, I'm sure you'll find something to interest you there. So yeah, I'm going to go mix up my resin, get my PPE on, and I will be right back for the next part. See you in a sec. Bye. Okay guys, I'm back. I've got roughly 60 grams of resin for white crystal mixed up here. It's a little bit on the bubbly side, but it's warming up nicely and degassing, so hopefully it won't be too much of an issue. And pop that to the side there. And what I want to do is go around the edges here with this red crushed glass. I'm just going to put a little bit of resin in first. He says completely missing. Leave that around and clear up some of this mess that I've made already. This does not bode well, does it? I've made this much mess before I've even properly started. I'll kind of wiggle it around there. Far more resin than I need mixed up here, but that's not a problem. Because here we go. Let me get myself a little spoon. I'm just going to pop this all the way around the edge. The reason I wanted to get resin in there first is because obviously these stones will trap bubbles, and if I put them in there and then poured the resin in, it would be even worse. I'm hoping that what I should have done is actually popped it into the resin before I put it into the mould. But I'm sure it'll all work itself out. Luckily I have UV resin so I can fix any major issues. Now don't do what I've done here and put a spoon with resin on into your crushed glass. You'll probably end up with lumps in the bottle now. Sorry about the throat clearing and coughing. I do have a terrible cold. Unfortunately, I can't put this off any longer. I'm getting close to the deadline as it is. So, I think that's more or less even-ish. A little more in here. I can see little gaps. Okay. I think that's going to do that. I'm going to pop some more resin in. This seems to be lopsided. I didn't check my leveling table this morning. I've got way more resin at this end than I have down here. Let's see, let's pop a drop more resin in and see if it settles itself or if I'm going to have to balance the mould a bit. I normally check my table before I start, but I didn't do that today. Blame the cold, making my brain malfunction. Although that's not really the case, is it? My brain malfunctions at the best of times, especially when I'm filming for some reason. Okay, I think that's going to be all right. Obviously, I need to clean this up a little, but it seems to be pretty much okay for level. So I am going to leave it at that. Clean up the excess on there before it sets. And I will see you very shortly for the next quote. Bye. Hi guys, ready for the next part. So I want to do this in two different colours. We kind of get red around the edge, and then in the middle I want to use pale gold. I can figure out where I put them. Yeah, here we go. So these are the two colours I'm going to use. I've got my resin mixed up already. I've got about 40 grams of resin Pro Eye crystal mixed up in there. I don't know exactly because I've split it between two cups, obviously. Let's get that in there. Unfortunately, it's not a bright red, but it's the closest I've got, I think, unless I wanted to use acrylic paint, which I didn't really want to do on this. Find focus. That's nearly mixed. There's a couple of little lumps in there I can see, but I'm going to let that sit while I mix up the other colour. I don't want very much red around the edges anyway. I'm going to attempt to push it out with the gold and hope for the best. So here's the other one. Pop that there. Mad. I'm hoping you can't hear that, this mad woman calling a dog out there. At least I'm hoping it's a dog and not her husband that she's calling. Yeah, really do hope that's not her husband she's talking to. I'll try and leave that in if possible because it's quite funny. Okay. Get this mixed in as quickly as I can. Pretty much nearly my bedtime, and I want to try and get these done so that I can demold the first thing in the morning. There you go, that's mixing nicely now. I'm going to give it a quick squirt of isopropyl alcohol. I'll leave that one to sit a second while I do that with the red first, just in case there's any lumps in there. I can find my spray. There we go. Yep, there don't seem to be any lumps in there at all. Very odd the way it's reacting. Well, fingers crossed that it doesn't do any harm in here. I can see lumps of powder still in this one. This hasn't had so long to stand anyway. I'm going to give that a quick squirt as well. Make sure there's no lumps of powder in there. Yeah, I've got one or two. Okay, so here we go. Rip my stick off. Pop it on my tissue. I'll go round the edge with this. Oops, that's not the edge, is it? This is not going to do anything like what I was hoping for because I just stuffed that up completely. Just use the gold and push it as far out to the edges as I can. Fill up the tray. Oh, that's the mould almost completely full. I don't want to put any more red in there because it's got far too much in for what I wanted anyway. I'm hoping it's going to look okay on the other side, but we'll find out shortly. You see how strangely we've got little globs of gold rising up through the red. So this part may be a complete fail and I may have to start all over again with it. Time will tell, hey? Okay, so that's all I can do for tonight. I will be back in the morning for the demold and we'll see what a disaster this turned into. Look at this weird little blobs popping up. No, very strange. I've only ever had that happen before when I've mixed a colour with mica powder with a colour with pigment dye or alcohol ink in. Never had this happen with two mica powder mixes. So it will be very interesting to see what happens on the other side. Okay, that's it from me for tonight. I will see you in the morning. Bye. Well, guys, ready to demold this now. I'm not holding out too much hope. I poured far too much red in here. I'm hoping that there'll be more gold showing through on the other side, but I don't think there will be. Let's get this out. Well, okay, there is a little more gold. Not an enormous amount. Bring the camera down a little. Possibly may still work for what I had in mind, hopefully. So, the plan was, I've got some stickers here, if I can pick them up. Obviously, Valentine's themed stickers. So, I'm going to go with this one in the middle. I think it shows up okay. So, I need to grab my tape, because I'm not going to get that off the backing without it. So if you haven't seen this trick before, just put a little tape on either side. And this doesn't always work first time. Sometimes it takes 3 or 4 attempts. No, that's not coming off, is it? It's not much of a trick, is it? There we go. Got it. Get off my finger. I'm going to start at the edge and very carefully, or as carefully as I'm capable of, press it down. Try and not to trap too many air bubbles. I can already see a couple in there. I'm very clearly not very good at this, am I? There we go. We'll start with that one in the centre. I'm going to pop this one aside here. Get the tape again. See how many tries it takes this time. There you go, first time. It does work sometimes. I did have some DTF Valentine transfers on order, but sadly they didn't arrive in time. I much prefer them to this type. You don't have issues with seeing the edges of the stickers with those. I'm not going to use that one. So it's another pretty little one which I'll pop this side. Stickers came from Temu, as did pretty much everything else really, apart from the actual resin itself. Oh no, the crushed glass I use in the outside, that just came from a little local shop. Again, 2 out of 3 came off first time. There we go. Now to protect the stickers, as usual, I was going to go in with a layer of resin, but, well, I'm still going to use resin, but I'm actually going to use the UV, purely in the interest of time. Could have warmed this up too. It only needs to be a very thin coat, because you will lose depth in the tray, regardless of how deep or otherwise you do it. So the thinner you can manage while still achieving complete coverage, the better. I'm going to just pick it up and tilt it so that it runs all the way around. See if I've got enough on there. Cover it complete, cover the stickers completely. And I think we're good. So I can see a few bubbles there. So I'm just going to grab my long neck lighter, give them a quick zap. There we are. Just going to pop that under the UV light. Sorry about that. And I will see you very shortly. Bye. Hi guys. The oh dear, UV layer is cured now, but not all that keen on the aging here, so I'm going to go in with this glorious Hemway glitter, which I took out of the bag and put into a pot. And I'm going to mix that with a little bit of UV resin and just go around the edge. It's much prettier than just this crushed glass, which doesn't really look all that great. So mix up some of this with some of that. Let's see if I can do this without creating an awful mess. So the theory is that I'm just going to go over the edge here. I'll speed this up for you because it's probably going to be pretty boring. Trying to make sure I get it right up to the edges without it actually dripping. Okay, I believe I've got it all covered up now. So I'm just going to pop this under the UV light, and then I will get you the glamour shots at the end. Don't forget, check out the playlist. As I said, this is a collaboration organised by Tracy from Mini Scenes GB, and there will be a ton of absolutely fabulous crafters in there. It's not all resin, so whatever your craft happens to be, I'm sure you'll find something to interest you. And I will see you very soon for the next one. Bye.